I have come to Venice every year since I am 17. I've always loved Venice. I always thought, like everybody else, that it was magical. People often ask me, do you have a mentor? Who is your mentor? And I never know what to answer. Now I can say, Venice is my mentor.
I am Constantine Kakanias and a dear friend of Diane's. We have been friends for years, almost 38 years, and I love her like no other. We have done many projects together, but when she moved to Venice, she had an inspiration about Venice being a woman, which is, of course, I responded immediately. She called me very excited about this idea. I love this idea, and then slowly it was built up to this incredible project. Now we have 8 flags, which are based on this project of Serenissima.
Carlo Ratti, who is the curator of the Biennale Architecture for 2025, who I had met at a dinner talking about Venice as a woman, he said, you know, maybe you could do a concept for it, for the Biennale. So, and he said, we need a temporary bookshop. And so we went to the very famous, wonderful architect, Elizabeth Diller, who I had worked with when we did the Shed and the High Line in New York. And she made, I thought it should be like a tent. And so she made like this wonderful structure, like a tent. And I said, but what do we do with the 8 phases of women? Venice, the woman, how will we express it? And because I love flags, I've always loved flags, and because flags are a way of expressing, we decided to do 8 flags. I went to my friend, the artist Constantine Kakanias, who I've worked with for years and years and years. And together we did 8 drawings of the 8 faces of Venice and made these incredible flags. In order to print it, I went to the master printer, Ada, who I had worked with in Los Angeles when we did 2 exhibitions together, and he did an incredible job. And we printed these incredible flags that are going to fly in Venice at the entrance of the Biennale for the next 6 months. She is the woman I would have loved to be, and the woman I admire the most. And more I started to think of the 8 faces of Venice, the woman. The first one is the architect, because she came from the lagoon as a refugee, because the Mongols were invading the mainland. She wanted a lagoon, and she picked a place where the sand was a little harder, and she called it Dorso Duro, and which is, by the way, where this palace is. And little by little, she, out of necessity, she made miracle, and she became a master architect, and she built this incredible city. She's also a maritime engineer, because living in the water, she needed boats. And she created l'Arsenale, which is this enormous naval factory, where in the 15th century, they were making 1 boat a day. She invented the assembly line. She is, of course, a merchant, the merchant. She started by trading salt, because she was near the sea, so there was salt. So she started to trade salt. And then, of course, in the Mediterranean, they came from the east, and the spices, the gold, the fabric, and she became an enormous merchant. Because she was a merchant, she had to become a financier. She invented the banking system. She invented the letter of credit. And of course, she's a muse of art. All the painters painted her, all the writers wrote about her, And if we, in the modern time, she's the supermodel of all time, because no one photographs her more. No one. So she is also the diplomat. Because she was a merchant and a financier, she needed embassies and passport and all of that. So she's a diplomat. And also she had to deal, there were lots of wars, she had to pacify, she was a diplomat. And she is the justice, very important. She sits on two lions with a scale and a sword, and she is justice. And of course, she's the mother of the Republic. She was a republic for 1400 years. So these are the 8 faces of this formidable, formidable woman, Venezia, la Serenissima.
Our artist friend, Constantine, come by my studio. We did color proofs, color testing. We started testing out many different sizes that would work for the banners, and also started researching materials and designs for the pole banners that will be used. I then had the pleasure of creating the large-scale banners that we installed.
These flags needed an explanation. So in order to have an explanation, we needed to find somebody who was quickly going to write 2 paragraphs at the first person, and I needed to find a woman writer who was a true Venetian. And Marsilio introduced me to Tiziana Trebani, and she came. I told her my story, I showed her the pictures, I told her the 8 faces of Venice, and she did an incredible job. Then I wrote, why I did this, and all together we did this incredible little book. And that's when I decided to call the project Serenissima, Solution and Seduction. Why solution and seduction? Because that's what women do. Women always have the solution. And seduction, well, seduction is about having the solution and making other people think that it's their ideal. And that's what Venice is. She's about solution and seduction.